Hi, what you're now looking at is four microphones, and we're going to compare all of these three. So today's video is all about cost versus value. What are you paying for and what are you getting out of it? So hi, welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before, we do stuff like this where we talk about music tech, live streaming, live looping, and if that's something that you like, then click the subscribe button, hit that bell, and you'll know when the next video comes out. Let me just get this one out of the way. What you're listening to right now, this is the Rode VideoMic Go 2. This is my microphone that I put on my camera. And it's a shotgun microphone. So this actually would sit on the camera or just sit here, just out of shot. I've made this really wide so you can see this. And it's plugged in just by mini jack into the camera, and that's it. It's a great microphone for talking and for putting on a camera. Simple as that. So the Rode VideoMic Go 2 is going to be your palette cleanser, okay? It's the shotgun microphone that I use all the time for my camera, this camera right here. And what I've done is I've put these three microphones next to each other. Now this one is unfair, and that's deliberate because this is a much more expensive microphone. This is the Aston Stealth microphone. Then we've got two by FiFine. FiFine. Someone please tell me how to pronounce that. I've been told I've been saying it wrong. And what we've got is the Aston Stealth mic. We've got the FiFine K88, and then we've got the new FiFine Tank 3. Now these two you can plug in by USB-C as well and use it with headphones and kind of use it as an all-in-one system. Let me just adjust this slightly. And today we've got all three of these plugged in by XLR. We're not using them with USB-C. They're plugged in to my audio interface, which is my AudioFuse Studio, and they're all going at the same time recording in Logic Pro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch between them. This is the Aston Stealth mic. I'm going to keep my head really stable while I do this, and then we're going to move over to the middle one, which is the Tank 3. Hello, we're now talking on the Tank 3, and finally we're going to move over to the K88, which has been out a little while, and technically the Tank 3 is meant to take over from it, but we'll have a listen and see what this sounds like. Now the reason I wanted to do this video is because we look up microphones all the time and go, there's ones for thousands of pounds, there's ones for 20 quid. What are you getting out of it? What are you going to be using that microphone for? Is it just talking, or are we actually going to be using it for recording guitar, recording your vocals, recording something else like a violin? So I wanted to actually just take the time to put these three really crazily on the same desk with three mic stands. And this is a really unique setup. But what we're going to do is, it's in a room like this. It's not a treated room, okay? So it's not like a podcasty room or anything like that. But these two are actually kind of focused around being a podcast mic. However, I could argue that you could record with these two as well. So right now I'm about sort of like 6-7 inches away, and therefore we are talking right in the middle. Now I know this one's bang in the middle and these ones are slightly off, so it's as close as I can get it without them touching. I don't want them to be too close. Now I'm just using this as a little bit of a palette cleaner. Again, we're back on the Rode VideoMic Go 2. However, if you're going to be using any of these microphones for recording, then maybe you're recording music on Logic or GarageBand or Cubase or whatever, and you want to get that music out there. That's where you need to check out today's sponsor, which is DistroKid. DistroKid are the channel sponsor, and they're a music distribution company. If you want to put your music on things like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, Pandora, Tidal, iHeartRadio, all these different places, or if you want to put it out to things like social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even Snapchat, then DistroKid can help you. You can't just rock up to these places and just put your music on there. You need a music distributor. As an independent artist, it's really important to make sure you've got a music distributor who's doing the right things for you. You give your music to DistroKid, and then they push it out to all the online stores and digital streaming sites around the world. There's probably some you've never even heard of in territories that you don't even realize you could get your music played in. Because you pay them a subscription, you keep 100% of the royalties. They're not taking anything from you other than that subscription. Other distributors could actually take an element of your royalties away from you, or they could charge you every time you release some music, and that can get really expensive. Certainly if you're going to release an album and then you want to do an acoustic version and then you want to release a couple of singles, it can rack up really quickly. But DistroKid have always done it by subscription, which starts at $22.99. They have a couple of different tiers. I'm on the Musicians Plus one, which is $39.99. There's even a label tier as well if you want to go down that route. And they do some really clever things. So you upload a single or an album, whichever it is, and instantly, as soon as that's been done, it generates a hyperfollow page. I talk about this all the time. I love the hyperfollow page because I'm listening to my music mainly on things like Apple Music. I don't actually listen to music on Spotify, but other people could, or maybe they listen to it on Amazon Music or Deezer or whatever. You don't want to push one person over to another whole music platform, certainly if they're paying for it, just to listen to your music, but you can actually give them one page they go to and they choose how they listen to your music. It's much more accessible for the fan and the listener just to go to a web page and go, right, click that, and then it goes to my normal streaming service, than only having your music available on certain places. DistroKid do loads of things, and there's loads of different arms. So for example, they have promo cards, they have video cards to help you release and promote your music. So with the link that's actually just come up on screen, it's also that QR code that will give you 7% off your first annual membership with them. And there's a link in the description box for that, but there's also a second link, and that's a limited time offer. If you're a student and you log in with your student education email, you'll get 50% off, no matter which tier you choose. If you're a student, it's never been easier and a better time to release music. And if you're a student of life and you haven't got an educational email, then don't worry, we can give you 7% off your first annual membership as well. Thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this video. Check out the link below and start distributing your music today. Now, let's put the microphones back on the desk. So these two have some features. For example, you can plug it in by USB. You don't need an audio interface technically, but I decided to plug these all in fairly through XLR. So this one that you're listening to right now, this is the Tank 3, and what you're hearing right now is me talking directly into Tank 3. Now with this one, of course, it's right in front of me. It's got a dedicated mute button and it's got dedicated volume on the side, and that's if you're using it with USB, but for today we're not doing that. However, when you plug it in by USB, it's kind of like an audio interface on its own, and then this lights up green or red when you tap it, and then that way basically you know it's muted or not. So if you're gaming, or if you're doing a podcast, or you want to mute it, and you've got your controls here because you plug it in by USB, which is USB-C, and then you've got a headphone port, so I can plug these headphones directly into this, and that's it. You're kind of running already. And the great thing is the audio is in, but then you can hear audio from your computer come back into the headphones as well as yourself. That's why you've got a mix and also a volume on here. Now the K688, I'm now actually turning on over to this microphone. This is the sort of predecessor to this one. So it's actually, again, a sort of podcasty microphone. It's got a mute button on the top, but it's not a clickable button. It's kind of like a tactile thing that you just tap and then it recognizes it. Again, only when you plugged in by USB-C. It does have, it's a floating cage, which is really, really good, whereas this one does not. And then all the controls are actually the same. They're just all on the back. You can maybe notice them just here. So you've got volume controls for both the microphone and then also the mix between your computer and the microphone. You've then got USB-C, you've got XLR, which we're plugged into, and then headphones. You can plug the headphones into here as well. These two, this one actually now comes in around about the £60 mark ish. It's kind of 60 to 70 pounds. This one, the Tank 3, comes in around about the 80 to 90 pound mark. That's without any deals, although I'm sure there's things like Black Friday deals, Christmas deals, New Year deals, all that kind of stuff. But these two are around 60 to 70, 80 to 90. Now the other reason I wanted to do this video is when this got released, the Tank 3, about 8 months ago at the time of recording this, it got slated. People were like not happy, and they said, well, why would you go for it? And then there's another FiFine microphone called the AM8, And the AM8 apparently kind of like, just beats both of these. I haven't used the AM8, so please, obviously, if you have and you've used these two, please let me know which one you think is best, the K688, the AM8, or the Tank 3. Now, construction-wise, this is plastic and this is metal. I do like the way this sits. You can put this upside down, you can put it this way around the way I've got it. And this one has its own little cage, so it's actually floating a little bit, which is quite cool. For taps, it is reduced. However, if I tap the actual microphone, and if I tap this microphone, so the thing is, these two are great as long as you don't touch them. Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled peppers. The body of this something, the body of this a lot. Okay, so construction-wise, the Tank 3 is probably better than the K688. However, the K688 is in its own sort of like little circular cage. But let me know what you think. This one is between 60 to 70 pounds. This one's between 70 to 80, 90 pounds. So if I talk like this right now, hi, welcome to Jump On Music UK. Hi, welcome to Jump On Music UK. Hi, welcome to Jump On Music UK. Let's go back to our palette cleanser, which is right here. And now you're listening to the Rode Video Mic Go 2, which I'm way further away from, but I've just moved this out of the way so it can pick up my voice. And there we go. Hi, welcome to Jump On Music UK. Hi, welcome to Jump On Music UK. Hi, welcome to Jump On Music UK. What do you think? Which one? I'm going to move over to the K688. So K688 at the front and then K688 around the side. Then we go over to the Tank 3 at the front and then we're going to go over to the Tank 3 at the side. Noise floor wise, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, this is XLR. Noise floor wise, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, this is XLR. The only other thing would be USB-C, and it'd be unfair to actually plug USB-C onto these two because this one doesn't do it, because you need an audio interface with this. But chances are you probably have an audio interface if you're in the market for one of these anyway. If you don't have an audio interface, then these can plug in and you can plug your headphones in and you don't need an audio interface. So now we're talking about price and value, because the thing is, an audio interface can have preamps built in, it can have other elements as well where you control multiple things, you plug multiple things in. However, if you just need one microphone, which one are you going to pick out of these two? Literally, there's 20 quid between them. So you've got the K688 and you've got the Tank 3. And again, I'm using them both just with audio. We're not plugging in by USB-C, but they can be your entire solution. So I'm going to leave links in the description box to pick up the FiFines. I'm also going to leave a link for this one as well if you're in that market, but be aware you're going to need an audio interface as well. So let me know in the comment section below which one of these two you'd pick. This one is here just a showcase, but I've left links for all three if you want to go and pick them up. In fact, I'm even going to leave a link for this. So if you need a microphone for your camera, Rode Video Mic Go 2 is a great option. The other thing is, of course, I did a video all about using a wireless microphone for a camera, and that video is right here. And then if you do want to use these as a audio interface, then FiFine actually do an audio interface as well, and it's really cheap, and that one is this video right here. Pick one of them. Choose your own adventure. Go, 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 go!